Once upon a time, I thought the world was full of love and light. I grew up feeling safe and secure, and in a sense, in a safe way, in a healthy way, I felt sheltered. That was good. Slowly and gradually, I began to see the truth. I know things that I have been taught, and then I came into my own sense of awareness. And over time, that awareness has increased through experiences and through seeing it played out in like right in front of my face. It's like I felt I was sold a lie, or we were sold a lie. So when I had a woke moment, or when I became woke, I, I just had this desire to awaken everyone. Hmm. To awaken everyone. I wanted everyone to have the same awareness. So then I made it my goal. I took it on as a personal responsibility. Not that because someone told me that I had to do it, but just because I felt like it was my obligation to spread awareness. But through spreading awareness came out my emotions. So then I started exploring my emotions. I came to a conclusion that not only myself but everyone, whether it's a whether it's in the favor of the person or against the person, everyone has the right to feel all of their emotions. You have the right to feel your emotions, right? It is when you make your emotions someone else's, or attempt to make your emotions someone else's responsibility, or to pass off emotions like it's someone else's obligation to either soothe or fulfill or something like that. No. So I had came to the conclusions that emotions is really a personal thing. It's a personal thing. Now, things that I've held at my core beliefs, or things that I was taught or conditioned or programmed to believe, I found out that it was fraudulent. And with that came rage and anger. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah. So in my life, I've seen people fall prey or fall victim to their own emotions. And so I felt like it was my duty and obligation, or I just, what's the word? Like, without like I deem myself to, spread awareness. Like, hey, do you realize that you are being played? Or, hey, do you realize that this is a lie? Like, wake the fuck up. And I was upset that people was not getting it, or they either got it and did not act upon it. So it's just like I come to this conclusion that we all are entitled to choice. And more times over, a lot of humans make the wrong choices, or make detrimental choices. Let me say that. I'm not going to say right or wrong. I don't like that. But make choices that become detrimental to themselves and others. And the frustration of feeling all of that, my way to combat that was to spread awareness, to shed light to dark. Because a lot of people operate in deception. They intentionally do not keep their word, or they don't they have a hidden agenda and they carrying out a hidden agenda. And that, because I'm empathic and because honestly I feel deeply, I can sense that, and I'm intuitive, so I can sense it. So it upsets me that people operate like that, right? There's this lady named Abraham Hicks. And Abraham Hicks, she made this video and she stated that some people are very articulate with their words and they have a way of expressing exactly how they feel on the inside. These people want logic. They want logic. So she says we're looking for a missing piece, but the missing piece is that, and I might not, please forgive me if I don't quote her correctly, but what I heard from what she was saying was that a lot of times empaths or people that feel deeply and are articulate with how what they see, what they experience from other people, how it makes them feel. She said at that point we have taken on more, basically more than our share. So in other words, there's a lot of dysfunction out here in the world. There's a lot of wrong things, misalignments going on out here in the world. It's it's not for myself and those who feel deeply and can see the truth. It's not up for us to take on the emotional baggage that comes with it. So for me, in conclusion, what conclusion I have come to right now is that yes, I had to find a purpose in the hurt. And the purpose or the position that I chose to play in this is to be the one, like the whistleblower, the one that spreads the awareness. But even that too within itself is consuming. And I don't have to stick with that. Now, this is me talking to myself. Like, hopefully, that the message sinks into my own spirit. But at the same time, if this can help somebody else, then so be it. But I used to look at those love and light people like, you only telling half the story. And a lot of times people use love and light and good feelings to mask the motive, the true motive behind their actions. A lot of people operate like this. A lot of people operate out of deception. So then it leaves people like me. Well, I can't say people like me. I'm going to speak for myself. Now that leaves me to say, okay, now what else? Because I've said this in other videos, I'm pretty bored with the whole human experience. Because, like, I feel as if on a foundational level, much like good bacteria and bad bacteria, like, I see humans like a like an all-consuming organism, and enough is never enough, even at their own detriment. Now, I always want to look at all aspects and not just one side of the spectrum. So, not just the negative aspects, but the positive ones too. And as a Libra, how do I balance that? Because I think no, I have gotten comfortable in combating the dysfunction. So it has become my normal to just be like calling out the negativeness of the world. But this is where I have to tell myself okay, first of all, I feel like there is enough awareness out here now. At once upon a time, like in childhood, people were not speaking on it. People were not addressing the obvious, like it was like the obvious negative shit was not being speaked upon or addressed or being resolved. Now I feel like people are talking with social media and everything. I'm not the only one talking about it. I'm not the only one that sees this. So now I'm at a point where I have to tell myself, okay, you have gotten comfortable. I have gotten comfortable with combating the negativeness. And at this point, there are enough, there's enough awareness. There is enough awareness being spreaded out here to those. But whether then or now, people are steadily choosing. And whatever choices those people make should not affect me. So I give myself permission to remove myself from feeling like I have the obligation to spread awareness to others, because there is enough awareness out here for anyone to grasp, for anyone. And everyone has the right to choose whether I agree with their choices or I disagree with their choices. I can free myself from that mindset. Now, when you sitting in the comfort of something, and this is the norm, sometimes it can be challenging to break a habit. It is challenged to break a routine, but it's not impossible. And so it is my goal to change my approach as well as open myself up to some positive experiences. I don't ever want to deceive myself by pretending the negativeness does not exist. Because when I spoke on the negativeness in the past, I was, let me be honest, okay, met with opposition or a different opinion. Hmm. So, in the past, I myself have not, what's the word? Like, I was passive. Like, I let it ride. I let it slide. I did not speak up. So, in the comfort of spreading awareness, I opposed, or I overcame my approach. So, in other words, when I used to sit silent and let shit ride or turn a blind eye to wrongdoing or not speaking up, now I spoke up. Now I'm speaking up. I felt the need to speak up. But now I made peace with the fact that I know that it all exists. I've had the experience to prove that these things exist. I have nothing to prove to anyone else because there is enough awareness out here for people to see the truth, and they still have the choice. They still have the power of choice to choose if they want to operate in dysfunction, tolerate dysfunction, fall victim or prey to dysfunction, or move on. But it ain't my obligation to feel all the world's pain. It's unfortunate how many people have taken losses based on deception, based on bad intentions, and not being upfront and forthright. So now I want to feel unbothered by the world. And I want to be exposed to the positive experiences and aspects and focus to study in depth more on it. And even to speak on it. To experience it. You know what I'm saying? To actually live it. But through this whole timeline and this current moment, there has been ups and the downs. There's been good and bad. You know what I'm saying? So now I just have a new perspective on how I can approach things. And I feel good about this session. And I hope this helps somebody. Peace.